Welcome back to another look at the NHL on the Mayo Media Network with another episode of Fantasy Hockey Picks and Bets as we look to close out November on a winning note. It's been a fantastic month overall, and the winning rate has gone up over the course of the season as we get more and more information on these teams. My name is Cecil Peters. I'll walk you through the slate today. As usual on a Tuesday, we have a pretty decent sized slate with 8 games here, one of them canceled due to COVID. All the odds I reference for the games here are from DraftKings Sportsbook the day before when I do record this. Some of them will have changed by the time you're listening to this. Some of them will be better, some of them will be worse. So depending on where those change, my ideas on the games, my thoughts on where to bet may have changed a little bit. As well as some shot props will be added, as those are the most profitable avenue in NHL betting for me. I do recommend that you check my website, cecilpeters.com, out where my premium article is posted. If you do want access to that, just message me on Twitter at @CecPetes and I will let you know how to get access. As always, if you could rate and review the show wherever you are watching or listening, that would be greatly helpful, as well as leaving a comment on YouTube on which of these 8 games you are most looking forward to watching. First game of the night, we have the Detroit Red Wings at plus 200 in Boston. Boston's minus 250 on the money line. It's way too much for me to bet, even though I do expect them to win this game. They have looked beatable in their last couple games, winning a close one against Vancouver after losing badly to the Rangers in recent days. However, if they can shut down the Wings' top line of Tyler Bertuzzi, Dylan Larkin, and Lucas Raymond, they should be able to win this game rather easily. The depth on Boston is much better than the depth on Detroit. To no surprise, the top line of Boston with Pasternak, Bergeron, and Brad Marchand is completely vibing right now. They'll be a top target on DraftKings for many, myself included, if I can afford them. That's really my sole interest for this game, as the line is just too much to be able to make any decent money betting on the Bruins. Next game is in Florida. The Washington Capitals road underdogs plus 120 at the Florida Panthers. They are minus 140 at at DraftKings Sportsbook. Washington's just defying logic right now. They're so injured up front, but their depth from their minor league system is really stepping up in a big way. It seems they have a new player scoring his first NHL goal every single night. Florida was undefeated at home until their last game against Seattle. A demoralizing loss to the Kraken put that to an end. Washington has beaten Carolina and Florida in Washington in their most recent games. Hockey's such a momentum game. Florida overall probably has the better roster, but with the red-hot Caps at plus money, Panthers struggling a little bit without Sasha Barkov, their captain still. I can't say no to the plus money on the Capitals. We also can't talk about this game without mentioning the incomparable Alexander Ovechkin. The dude is insane. He's scoring goals every single night, it seems. Hat-tricks, 2-goal games. He's a complete beast. Watching his kid throw his hat on the ice for Ovechkin's hat-trick the other night was awesome. It's been the most impressive thing I've seen in the league thus far this year. The guy is truly the best generational sniper. Super fun to watch. As per usual, if you can get Alex Ovechkin at plus money odds to score a goal, which has been offered a few times this year, no matter the opponent, you take it. Next game on the night here is in New Jersey. San Jose Sharks are plus 105. The Devils slightly favored at minus 125 at home. I'm big on the Sharks right now. Like I say, hockey is a momentum game for me. I like the way that the Sharks are playing right now. New Jersey's winning games as well. They're playing decent. They just beat Philly at home. Being in New Jersey is a definite bonus for the Devils, but overall I like the Sharks more tonight. They're getting a little bit better goaltending. James Reimer coming off of a shutout. He had a great game. If they go with Reimer and they remain plus money, I'll absolutely be betting the Sharks. Timo Meier is crushing right now, taking 5, 6, 7 shots a night. He's a nightly over shot prop guy that's been hitting for us. Him and Logan Couture have been playing great. I like to ride teams while they're hot, especially when you get them at plus money, and that's what the San Jose Sharks are for us tonight. Next game is in St. Louis, a pick'em between the Tampa Bay Lightning and St. Louis Blues. I love the Blues, probably to a fault. I love the makeup of this team. They're big, they're strong, they're deep, they're fast. And they got some guys that are red hot right now. Pavel Buchnevich is probably the main one. Continuously too cheap on DraftKings. He's taking a ton of shots, playing a ton of minutes, getting great ice time. He's the biggest target on the Blues for me tonight. Another one is Vladimir Tarasenko. Not scoring as much as Buchnevich, but he's taking a ton of shots. They're going to start going in for him soon. The guy is a known goal scorer. The whole team can score. They run 4 lines deep. But Tampa Bay's been playing pretty well despite some injuries. I think I'll set this one out from a betting perspective. My lean is St. Louis by a slight margin, but not enough to bet them at a pick. And I've been struggling with Blues games lately. I've been betting them a bunch. I seem to always end up on the wrong side of the Blues game, so I'm just going to sit this one out, take a little bit of a pause on betting on the St. Louis Blues. Next game, the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 135 in Nashville. Predators home favorites minus 155. It's Columbus. It's always been Columbus. This team is awesome, and they'll have their actual good goalie, Elvis Merzlikins, in net instead of their bad goalie, Jonas Korpisalo. Columbus has 3 solid lines that can score. Very underrated defense corps led by Zach Werenski, who in my opinion is one of the top 3 Norris Trophy contenders this year. Playing 26-27 minutes a night. He's a shot prop target for me. He's shooting a bunch, 5 shots in his last game. He's got a 10-shot game already this year. He shoots the puck a ton, blocks a ton. He's on the ice half the game. The guy's playing unreal. Nashville can match them in the goaltending department with UC Saros, but that's about it. Philip Forsberg returning is a boost for the Predators. His line with Granlund and Duchesne has been really good. They're a nice threat. Them and Roman Josi on the power play are a good combo. But other than that, I'm not too concerned with this team as a whole. I'd probably bet the Jackets if they were minus 135 here, and we got plus 135 instead. So we absolutely will be betting that. Arizona, plus 280. Minnesota, minus 360 is the next game. I'm not going to take much time on this game because the line is so absurd. Never in a million years am I taking Minnesota at that number. $360 just to win 100. No, thank you. Not in an NHL game. Arizona is tempting at big odds. They are in the second half of a back-to-back. Like I said, I'm recording this the day before, so I don't know the results of their game against Winnipeg. I think I'll just avoid the game, but it is tempting to take plus 280 on an NHL team at any time. Arizona plus 280 is just a lot. Okay? That kind of return on your money in an NHL game, any team can win anytime. Minnesota is good, but they're not a top of the league good team, so minus 360 is pretty crazy on them. So I'm tempted to take Arizona. We'll look at it tomorrow and we'll see. Might throw a little bit of action on the Coyotes in this one. Shot props here for me. Jacob Chychrun for the Coyotes has been a guy for me. The Minnesota's got a bunch. They got Kevin Fiala, Ryan Hartman, Joel Eriksson, Kapro Kaprizov. Depending on the lines, depending on the odds, those are guys that I look to every single night in the shot prop department. Next game is another pick'em between Carolina and Dallas. Carolina on the road, the Stars at home. I am getting the feeling that Carolina is a tad undervalued here, but that's probably just because I was hoping to get a bet on the Dallas Stars at plus money here. You've all heard me whine about how I hate betting Stars games. They don't try to score, they're boring, they don't play to win. Well, you know what? Forget that. I'm back in, all in on the Dallas Stars, just like I was at the start of the year. Top line started creating offense. Jason Robertson, Rupe Hintz, Joe Pavelski, massive DraftKings target for me every single night. The top line is rolling, creating the offense that we've known they can since the start of the year, and it is fun to watch. And they finally put the right goalie in net with Jake Ottinger. He's had a great few games to start his season after being iced by his own team to start the year. Carolina's going to have a tough time scoring on him. They're in a bit of a funk right now. They're struggling to live up to the high expectations that they set out for themselves with their red-hot start. Overall, Carolina's probably the better team, but I love targeting elite teams in the middle of a mini slump, and that's exactly what we have here. So I am on Dallas today. I would prefer plus money. I am going to wait and see if we get something like that. But regardless, even at minus 110, I will bet the Stars. Last game of the night is in Anaheim. We got the Ducks plus 110 at LA minus 130. This is another green light, just like the Columbus game. My Ducks at plus money, sign me up for that all day. Both of these teams got lit up by the Maple Leafs as they stormed through California. We'll forgive them both for that. Everybody's getting blitzed by the Leafs right now. Both teams beat up on Ottawa as Ottawa kind of limped through California. Not going to give either team credit for that one as well. Everybody's beating up on Ottawa right now. For long term, Anaheim has much better results when it comes to expected goals. All the advanced metrics I like to look at all seem to point towards the Ducks throughout the course of the year and recently. Similar to the Columbus game, I would be happy to bet on Anaheim as a favorite here. Getting plus money means I'm all over it. The line I'm going to target here in DraftKings is without a doubt the Zegras Raquel Milano unit. They're carrying the play since they've been put together. They're taking a ton of shots. They all play on the power play on different units. One of my favorite lines on the entire slate, without question. So that is a wrap for today's bets. To summarize, I'm placing moneyline bets on the Ducks, Blue Jackets, Sharks, Capitals, and Stars. I will wait to see if I can get plus money on the Stars, but it's more moneyline bets than I usually like to make in a night, but that's what happens when you get a lot of underdogs in good spots, and that's what we have here. Should be a ton of shot props available for the night as well. A lot of my usual targets are playing. Arizona, LA, Anaheim, Minnesota. These teams have players that I like to target with the shot props. We've been making a ton of money that way so far this year. But like I said, those odds don't come out until tomorrow, which will be the day that you were listening to this. So subscribe to my premium betting article and I will give you all the shot props there. As for DraftKings, the Trevor Zegras line, Rupe Hintz line in Dallas, the Timo Meier and Logan Couture for San Jose, those are my favorite leans. Boston's top line if you can afford it, Alex Ovechkin if you can afford it. And then we'll see when goalies are announced who we like to go to. Probably Jake Ottinger is going to be a guy that I'm going to ride the hot streak on as well. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to rate and review the episode. Leave a comment and hit me up on Twitter to find out more about that premium package. All the shot props, all my DraftKings plays, finalized bets can be found there. We'll see you guys tomorrow.